All right, small account update. It's October 20th, 2025. Last week I sold some Beyond puts and I made $4, which brings my total account value to $102.24 because Beyond never hit zero point 0.5. It hit 0.501 or something really close to zero point 0.5, but it never hit it. And even if I ended up being assigned, I would have been huge green because Beyond Meat is running right now. So I sold that, I bought it back at $0 automatically. That happened for me. And now, what am I holding? So today I bought BCRX and SOFI, um, and I'm already looking pretty good. Now, why SOFI? Well, I've mentioned this in my other videos, but it's showing relative strength compared to the market on various time frames. On the weekly, on the daily, it's underperforming a little bit. On the 4 hour, it's been mostly green, and it just broke out of a downtrend and is starting to rip. It just broke out of another downtrend line. And so I would suspect that if the market is green, this is going to be outperforming the market. If the market is red, this should at least be flat or up. Um, and then the hourly, oh wow, look at that. Big relative strength on the hourly. Let's go down to 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes, huge strength all around. So I'm bullish on SoFi. Its all-time high is coming up right right about here. What is that? 30, almost 31. Will we break it? I'm not so sure on that. So I may, because it's a small account challenge, I want to take profits as quickly as possible. I will probably sell around the $30 range. And in fact, I'm going to put an alert around 29.92. And it depends when we hit that. If we hit it the day of earnings, I think that might be a catalyst for it to break higher. But my goal with this is to get to $1,000 by the end of 1 year. I just have a measly 1% goal per week. That's it. And so I want to take profits quickly. BCRX, what's the story here? Well, it's starting to create an upward trend line. There's a volume imbalance here. You had a huge wick, indecision wick on low volume, 263,000 shares, then a huge spike down, almost 2 million shares down. I was thinking that's accumulation, so I have this nice support zone here. I bought somewhere halfway up this red candle, so I'm a little bit green. There's a teeny bit of volume after hours too. The volume isn't crazy, but it is enough for me to want to stay in. So you see, we get close to that support line, or what was starting to create the trend line, rather, I should say, and we see a nice relative volume density here. And over here, you just saw tons of volume, tons of relative volume. Oh, 2 million shares traded right here. So that's a clear sign of accumulation. So this I will probably hold at least to the yellow line. That would be $8 in profit. And I want to make 2% each week. So I am going to realize this profit no matter what. If it ends up bouncing around here, where's the end of the week? The end of the week would be right about here. If we're like here at the end of the week, I'm still going to sell because I want to realize these profits as soon as I can. Because just as quickly as it goes up, it could come right back down. In fact, we don't have a proper trend line yet. We have 2 points on the trend line. We really want a third one to reinforce that this is a proper trend line. So at any point, it could break down. But the news for this was pretty positive, pretty bullish in my mind. And so that's why we had, there's an indecision doji and then a huge short. And I think the reason why that's the case is because the big money, the big players, they want to get in cheap on this stock. They don't want to pay $7.30. They don't want to pay $8. Who are the people paying $8? The people chasing. So we're not chasing. We're buying in low. And I think right now it's still a pretty good time to buy. If it were to break down, I would have a stop loss I'd say right below this yellow line. Oh, in fact, I already have an alert. So at 5.6, that would be my stop loss. Um, and up here, that would be my final take profit if we manage to get right to the top of that wick. And I would probably leave a couple runners just to see how far we can go up. And the other thing I'm looking for is we're at a 52-week low. If these EMAs start crossing upwards and curling upwards, so they're stacked in the right direction. So we really want to be on top of this red line. That would be a bullish sign as well. That we're going to keep going upwards. But I will be selling perhaps most of them by the end of the week. So how many shares do I have? I think I have 10 shares of BCRX. So I'm not making a ton of money off it. But yeah, we will see how tomorrow goes.